Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Animac here from Anime Uproar. Welcome to a brand new episode of the One Piece Virgin. We're back with the One Piece Virgin podcast covering chapters 1020 to 1023. And these are some insane chapters. One Piece has really been crazy these past few weeks. So I'm really glad that we get to do it now. I've been missing our One Piece Virgin. In the meantime, we've been doing the Naruto Virgin podcast, which is a separate podcast, but same idea as the One Piece Virgin. So if that's something you're interested in, check out Naruto Virgin anywhere you watch your podcast. We're like 400 chapters in right now, and Naruto has also been freaking fire so far. Briggs is here.
Boys, it's always good to be here. I love the One Piece Virgin. One Piece Virgin is one of my favorite podcasts. It's honestly sad that we could only do it once a month because we like to wait for a couple chapters to come out, at least 3 or 4, you know?
Yeah.
But I love One Piece Virgin. I'm hyped to talk about these chapters. Oda is honestly such a legend, man.
Yeah, this is awesome. And unfortunately, Nux couldn't make it today. He had something come up. He's in New York on like a trip, family trip. So he had something come up last minute. He's not happy about it either because he's going to miss an amazing episode. Some crazy theory stuff is happening that he himself made videos on in the past. So I'm sure he would have loved to be here. Like, this is one of those one of those episodes where I actually miss Nux, unironically. Like, it's not like I say, oh, I miss Nux, but in reality, I'm like, yo, he's not going to interrupt me. This is sick. I actually would want him to be here, Briggs.
Oh, 100% for the One Piece Virgin especially. Like, he DM'd us today. He's like, sorry, boys, can't make the Naruto Virgin. Oops. And I'm like, bro, it's One Piece Virgin. He's like, no!
He's like, no, not like this. Not like this.
This is so sad. But yeah, no, there's a lot of cool
man.
theories. Like, cause Nux has some theories, obviously, with the celestial dragons and Mary Joa and the moon and all that. And there's some stuff in these chapters that like kind of cover it. We have some. Oh man, it's just a fire. It's just a fire 4 chapters, honestly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, okay. So we're starting at chapter 1020. Robin versus Black Maria, and start with whatever you want to start with. You're the One Piece Virgin.
I think that we first actually had Yamato's devil fruit being described before we got into the Robin versus.
Oh yeah,
Black Maria.
I was just reading the name of the chapter.
Oh, okay. I thought you were kind of like you wanted to go into the fight right away.
No. I just read the name of the chapter. My bad.
Yo, no, yeah, it's sick. This was a sick chapter because last time, when we had the last episode, we talked about Yamato's devil fruit, the form being unveiled, but we didn't know much about it. There was a lot of speculation about what kind of mythical beast she is, mythical zone fruit, and it turns out that she is a mythical wolf. She has a mythical wolf devil fruit that is considered sacred in Wano. So it's a mythical version of the dog fruit, is it? I believe.
It's actually crazy because people have been like theorizing and trying to guess her devil fruit for so long now because they see their horns. So there was so many different ideas, and I was surprised to see that it was like a mythical wolf. Honestly, I'm using the Viz translation here.
Yeah, I'm using Viz, and it's a mythical wolf, but it is a variation of the dog fruit, but just like a mythical variation.
Yes, yeah.
And this is considered to be a guardian deity of Wano. Which is interesting because Wano didn't know about devil fruits per se, but I guess the previous users of this devil fruit were considered to be kind of like guardians of Wano.
Mm-hmm.
That's my guess. And this is kind of like an even bigger insult to the people of Wano that not only did Kaido subjugate them, but he also took possession of this devil fruit that is sacred to them. It's considered an even bigger insult. But Kaido intended Yamato to become shogun and use the fruit as a way to kind of legitimize her rule by saying, I am the mythical wolf, and I am your shogun, and you have to listen. Even though the country's falling apart and it's become a weapons factory,
Mm-hmm.
He wants Yamato to pacify the population and rule in kind of as shogun. But we all know that Yamato doesn't actually want to do this. She wants to liberate the people and take Kaido down. And that's obviously not what Kaido had intended. And so Yamato is now fighting Kaido.
Considering that Yamato is kind of this guardian deity or has this fruit, do you think that Yamato will probably end up being the shogun or doing some type of... Because she obviously wants to open up Wano to the world, right?
Yes.
Which is very contrasting to Kaido. Their beliefs are completely different. So do you think Yamato would be the shogun, or Momo. I guess Momo's still young, but not really, which we'll get into that. Like,
Yeah, so the thing is, though, I feel like Yamato has made it clear that she wants to travel the world like Ace did, though,
yeah,
right?
that's true.
That's the other thing. It's kind of like Odin himself. He was supposed to become the next shogun, but he wanted to travel the world, so there was the whole issue with that. So yeah, that is an interesting thing. Would Yamato actually become shogun, or will she become a Straw Hat, which is what I'm fucking hoping for?
I don't think she. Oh, well, she does want to sail the world. I don't know. What blows my mind is the fact that she's actually hanging on. Like this fruit must be super powerful because she's like holding her own against Kaido here. Like to a certain extent. Obviously, we only have what, like 2 panels to go off of, or like whatever, 2 pages. But their like powers clash, and they whatever, their blast breath kind of clash and like kind of negate each other.
Yeah, so definitely, I was always expecting Yamato to be impressive, but I feel like Yamato for Straw Hat is the campaign that we all need to go on.
I mean, I would want Yamato over most people, like Carrot, but you know who the real MVP is? You know who the real MVP is? The next Straw Hat. Caribou, bro, bringing the meats for the boy. Again, I'm jumping ahead, but like,
yeah, we gotta talk about that because it was kind of like a separate thing, so we can talk about it now. But I would thank you, Sam, for the 500 magical crystals. So someone in chat mentioned, I don't exactly remember if this happened last episode, but someone in chat said that Nox in the previous episode said that Caribou is gonna show up and give the stolen meat to Luffy.
Yo, he called it. He literally called
it. Bitola said that in chat. And yeah, I don't recall because it was like a month and a half ago now, but if that's true, that is freaking awesome. Because yes, Caribou did show up and gave the meat that he stores in his like swamp area, produced by his devil fruit, to Luffy in order to get Luffy to recuperate his strength after, being knocked into the ocean and then recovered by Law's boys and the submarine and then brought up to the surface.
Swamp bro for Straw Hat. Yeah, Nux did call it though. He did call it.
Swamp bro for Straw. Yeah, man, it's funny because Caribou has been a meme and people were saying, "Oh, Caribou for Straw Hat and shit," but yeah.
Yo, since Fishman Island, since Sabaody, Caribou has been a meme. Always finding his way into the plot, into the story on the Straw Hat ship. Like, I fucking love him, man. It's so funny.
Yeah, I have to say, along with Caribou, Condoriano is my other guy that I'm hoping is going to make the Straw Hats. But, I mean, Yamato is my priority right now. Yamato for Straw Hat, for sure.
Let's go.
Actually, while we're on Yamato versus Kaido, actually, I read somewhere, I'm not sure if it was like someone in chat mentioning it or like on Twitter or something, but I've seen people talking about the fact that Kaido seems to believe that women can't be shogun because he wanted to get rid of Momo, but he didn't really care about Hiyori, and he didn't care about what's the wife's name? Woman's wife.
I don't remember. Chat. You guys know how bad Toki. You guys know how bad I am with names.
So people were saying like Kaido clearly didn't seem to feel that women are a threat, the Kozuki women, just the men, and yet he wants Yamato to be the shogun. So people are saying that maybe Yamato was raised to present as a man the whole time by Kaido specifically because he believed that she has to pretend to be a man in order to be a legitimate shogun. But then, as a kind of way to fight back against him, she decides, oh yeah, you want me to be a man? Well, I will become the man you hate the most, the man who challenged you and pushed you the furthest, Odin.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense because Wano is based off of like Japan during like I don't know exactly what period, like the Edo period maybe. I don't remember. But I'd imagine Shogun back in the day couldn't be couldn't be a female, so it makes sense, right? And like I don't know, it makes sense for the culture on Wano.
Yeah, but
and you got Yamato wanting to be Odin or like saying that they are Odin, right? So that to me is I like that theory, the fact that Yamato wanting to be Odin, even though Odin obviously is a totally different person, is a way to rebel against her father's like attempt to make her into this shogun figure and repress her actual personality for his own political and power goals. Yeah, that's possible, right?
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so then we have Black Maria versus Robin, and featuring Brooke a little bit. The one
Featuring
important
Brooke a
thing though,
little bit.
Briggs, do you have the manga open?
I do have it open, yes.
Okay, so go to page 10. Very important detail here.
Okay.
that I want to get everyone to
I already know
pay
what you're gonna
attention to this
say.
detail. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Black Maria upside down, under boob. Check it out, bro.
I should have called it. I literally should have called it.
Check it out,
He
Briggs.
brought me to this page, and I was like, I already know what you're gonna say. I should have just fucking called what you're gonna say. Next, you will say
Yes.
Black
Bro,
Maria under
on
boob.
the theories, Black Maria upside down under boob is why I love One Piece.
Yo, Black Maria be playing these mind games, literally tossing chirps the entire battle. Like she's like a fucking Canadian hockey player out here, like just absolutely roasting someone mid-play, mid-fight.
Yeah, she's really manipulative emotionally, and obviously she's strong physically. And she also uses this power. It's like this mist which makes people kind of see their most precious memories, and then that is used against them by Black Maria. And she tries to do it on Robin and Brooke, and we know from Robin's perspective, she sees like everyone from
O'Hara.
back in her childhood, right? She sees her mother, she sees the dude at the library, she sees the giant,
Yep.
and but she sees right through it because she knows that it's an illusion created by Black Maria, and she ends up like overcoming it. But yeah, that power in itself can be so powerful if you can use it to manipulate people, especially people who might be impressionable or
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
emotionally unstable. Like that's such a deadly
Even
power.
the slightest hesitation, not wanting to kill someone that you love or care about, right? Because those were actually Black Maria's like henchmen or whatever, people that were gonna attack Robin, right? So thank God you got Brooke, who like he was on what, Thriller Bark, or on that ship for like 50 years. Like he's dreamt about them enough. He knows that they're really dead, obviously. So it probably didn't affect him. He's been desensitized, and the same thing with Robin.
Yeah,
Clearly.
well, at first, Brooke thinks that Robin is being affected, and we also think we don't know. But then Robin ends up just like smashing the illusions like with her hands, and we realize that no, she knew it was an illusion the whole
Well,
time.
she's also intelligent enough to like. I feel like if Luffy was in that situation, he would have been like, Ace.
Yeah, I don't know. He could be like that, or he could get mad because it's like, I know Ace is dead, and just freak out even
Yeah,
more.
maybe
But
a
yeah,
slight
Luffy
hesitation, and then like it's like that's an insult to his memory.
Yeah, Luffy is definitely more simple, whereas I feel like Robin has had to, to survive, she's had to do so much. She has to sneak around, manipulate, all this other stuff, so she's ready, like she knows. Okay, so then, yeah, Maria continues to manipulate Robin in particular by saying that Sanji, her own crewmate, lured her into a trap because, as you guys will recall, he called to Robin saying, "Save me," which is what Black Maria and her hench women, am I right, Briggs?
Yes.
They all wanted that. So it was like Sanji did what they wanted, lured Robin into their den. So they're saying, "Oh, look, Robin, Sanji, your crewmate, your so-called friend, actually lured you into a trap to save himself. Isn't that terrible? Don't you feel betrayed?"
And
But
all
actually-
of Onigashima was like, bro, that's kind of pathetic. Like luring your own like whatever nakama.
Yeah, because
into
they
a trap.
broadcasted it, right?
Yeah.
They broadcasted it. Mhm.
But it takes in my opinion, it takes a strong man to like one, be like willing to like look like a fool in front of everyone and care about the greater goal, but also showing that you have faith in Robin, like that she's one, smart enough to not walk into it like an idiot, but two, strong enough to handle herself. She's not this like weight that Black Maria is saying, and she could slap. Like she's gonna be fine in this situation, right? And allow Sanji to go deal with some of the bigger people. Like 100% confidence in your squad.
Yeah, exactly. So Robin, instead of feeling like she was lured, she actually is glad that Sanji trusted her enough to rely
Exactly.
on her to actually take these women down because Sanji can hit women.
Exactly. And the entire time, like during this fight, Black Maria is like, you're just like a weight to the crew, right? Like you're only there because even the world government only wants you because of your brain. You're worthless in
Yeah.
a fight. No one cares about your personality. She's just tossing chirps.
Yeah, like I did not at all buy that for a second. Like as the reader, I was like, this is not Robin. Like, what are you
Yeah,
talking
this is
about?
not gonna
It's
work
not,
on her.
yeah, like maybe like Usopp you could mess with in that way because Usopp feels like he's the weakest and all this type of stuff.
Well,
Or Chopper.
to be fair
But
though, like I would say Robin, like when she was first introduced, like I thought she was this badass person who could like one shot people that were strong, but in regards to the crew, I think she's on the lower half for sure when it comes to strength.
oh yeah, I mean
So
that's
I'm sure she might have
understandable.
some insecurities about being weaker. I mean, it's possible, right?
Maybe, but I just don't get that vibe from her. Like more so from like others, like
Yeah.
Luffy and Chop. I mean, not Luffy, but
Like
Usopp and Chopper. But I mean, yeah, and I wasn't buying it. Robin wasn't buying it, and the fight goes on. But in meantime, we see the Luffy being brought to the surface. He needs more meat. Momo wants to turn into a dragon. He wants Momo to turn him into a dragon and fly him back up to Onigashima. And then we see Caribou return, give Luffy the meat. And after that, we have continuation of Black Maria versus Robin. And then, I'm just laughing at
what?
Grand Jacuzzi Clutch.
How do you say?
The attack Robin used because Robin,
Oh.
Robin goes into some demon mode.
Oh no, we're jumping ahead, bro. We're jumping ahead a little bit here. I just want to say, also, I never realized that like you could literally attack any one of her hands. I'm surprised that hasn't really. Maybe I just never noticed. But
Oh
like,
yeah, so she was taking damage when the big version of herself.
Yeah,
she
like
created that big version of herself, right?
well,
And
she's
that-
created like hundreds or at least dozens of hands in the past. I'm just surprised no one ever just chopped one of them off. Like, so technically,
Yeah,
you
but-
could do that and do damage to the actual body.
I don't know if that would work in every situation or if it just for specifically when she has that giant clone.
Well, the giant clone is definitely a larger target to hit, but it seems like, yeah, they're actually flesh and blood body parts. That's why they could touch and hurt you, so you could do damage to her in a similar way.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was just a specific form that works in or whether it's every time she creates an arm. But yeah, she was sustaining damage from Black Maria when Black Maria was hitting the various arms and stuff. Her main body was taking damage as well.
But yeah, then we go into what the fuck was that like demon form, bro?
Yeah, that was crazy because I was like, so her giant form turns into like a demon Robin form that's like darker, has horns and stuff.
Because she
And
looks
I
like
was
she has
thinking,
like fangs, like her teeth changed. Like wait.
Yeah, and I was like,
you have
is she
one
darker
devil
'cause
fruit.
I was thinking like, is she darker because of armament hockey? Like, is that supposed to be armament hockey? And then Sam in the chat was like, bro, Robin got the Susano.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely not another devil fruit, so I'm leaning more towards hockey, right, or like some type of ability,
Yeah.
or maybe fucking Oda just wanted to draw her looking like a demon. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure there's
I don't
a
know if
million theories online.
Yeah, it could be Fruit Awakening of some sort. It could be hockey. We did see her apparently training with the Revolutionaries.
Yes, in her what's it called? We got a little backstory from the time skip, and
Yes.
like Sabo was trying to teach her like the Dragon Claw. Like they were like, yeah, you can't like. Anyway, one of them was like the joint locks are really powerful, but they were kind of saying like you need to learn how to strike people too. So like they taught her this like fishman palm strike, which is really cool.
Yeah, so she was using like Fishman Karate in combination with her new devil form or demon form. And yeah, it was interesting because Koala was there too and they were training her, so we got like a little bit of an explanation that why she's powered up. But again, we don't know exactly how it works, whether it's hockey, whether it's awakening, whether it because it's obviously not just the martial arts aspect. Because yeah, she learned some martial arts, but that wouldn't change her form.
Yeah, I'm looking at this image again, and I was like super tripped out. I'm like, which one's Black Maria? Like, what the hell? And obviously, Robin's the one like just like whatever, cracking her body and choking her out with looks like her thigh, which is a good way to go out, I guess.
Yeah. On Twitter, Anime just tweeted some images like he likes to do, and bruh.
Like I in this demon form, I couldn't even figure out like what limbs were Robin's and which ones were Black Maria's.
Yeah,
But
it's like you kind of like it's like where's the real body anymore?
yeah, because Black Maria has like her dark legs and stuff. And I'm like, but now we have Robin. Does Robin have horns as well? Horns
Yes.
and fangs. Like what? That's some crazy shit.
It kind of reminds you of the of Kaido's like Beast Pirates, like the costumes they were wearing when they first came to Onigashina, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I'm so curious, man. I feel like One Piece, they gave us like one little thing that we've been wondering about for a while, like Yamato's fruit, and then it's like, oh, here's 5 more mysteries.
Yeah. And Philip mentions in the chat that Maria called Robin the Demon Child, which is kind of what she was known as when she was, on the run. So that form is obviously a reference to that Demon Child thing. But I kind of doubt that this form is just that this is the first time it's ever happened. I feel like Robin trained with it beforehand. That's just my impression, because we were kind of getting the idea that she was training beforehand. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is like the first time she ever used this form, or if she was just like hiding it and then in order to release it when the time was right.
We know that she could create many limbs and even just her like an entire another body, right? In any really form she wants. Clearly, maybe she could like this is her manipulating her devil fruit. I just find it weird that she would add horns and like fangs. It's just all about the aesthetic, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Is it all just?
I mean, horns could obviously stab people, and fangs for biting. Obviously, like it has some type of value or can provide value.
Yeah, but why is that form darker? I feel like it has to be hockey related, right?
Yeah, that could be connected to hockey for sure.
Otherwise, it's just kind of like a random.
But look how long
thing.
like her shin is. Like her leg looks so much longer, so she obviously can manipulate like that as well. Like I would love to see like a full body shot of her in her demon form, not covered by like Black Maria and all this like rubble, because she even strikes the top of the roof with her fishman strike to allow for this opportunity and to like put out the flames and stuff.
Yeah, so I think that it has to be some sort of kind of awakening type situation, because she can manipulate her body, she always could, and the limbs and stuff, but that also has a lot of potential to evolve as she masters the devil fruit. So I think it is probably some sort of awakening, and that would be cool because then it makes Robin relevant again in terms of fighting.
Yeah, exactly. And it could be a combination of awakening or hockey or both, right? And yes, again, I do think Robin needed some type of buff. Chopper got one, Usopp got one, and I felt like Robin never really got one. Even Nami got one with her like new climb attack and Zeus. Like everyone was been getting like a power upgrade, and Robin just like, yes, my legs are bigger now.
Yeah. No, I think that there's going to be definitely a debate about whether this new form is hockey related or if it's just, aesthetic. I would think that, knowing what we know about, One Piece and armament hockey and how it's portrayed in the past, I would say that it is related to that, but yeah, you don't know for sure.
Yeah, I'm ready for that Robin fucking Dojins. People are going to start like going crazy about.
Bro, Demon Robin Dojin?
Demon Robin
probably
Dojin.
already out. It's probably already out, bro.
Big feet. God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Grand Jacuzzi Clutch is the Viz translation for the attack she uses to
yes.
To like take Black Maria out, and Robin wins, and she looks epic doing it, and the Dojin, the Dojin creators are at full force, full speed ahead. I mean, I think this was a win for everyone.
This is a win for everyone, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that Robin did get like a power up for sure. She was definitely in need of one. And I want to take back what I said about her being insecure. She seems like a very confident person. I just meant like clearly she was on the bottom end of strength for the team.
Yeah, I think Maria was trying to.
So Maria was trying to fish into that insecurity. That's what I meant.
Yeah, but I feel like, to me, Robin just doesn't seem like that kind of person, at her core.
She wasn't even fazed by seeing like her loved ones being brought back, right?
Yeah, and I mean, think about everything she's been through since she was a child, right? You would think that she would.
People have been shit talking her entire life. Anyway, let's move on to the next chapter. Okay, go ahead.
We had a quick Hawkins versus Killer fight. By the way, I'm not following chapter by chapter. I'm just kind of in my notes. So if you wanna, I'm not sure which chapter.
If there's anything that we don't bring up, or I want to bring up specifically, I'll bring up. But lead the way, my dude.
Yeah. So Hawkins versus Killer, we had like, an interesting fight. It was pretty short, and we learned that Hawkins is able to transfer the damage dealt onto him by Killer onto Captain Kidd, right?
Yes, cool. Well, Hawkins has always had some crazy devil fruits that I honestly don't even fully understand. But we've also always known that like he's able to transfer some type of damage. Like he's been like almost killed and then like does it to someone else because of his doll.
Yeah,
I
and then
wish
he
I had a
like
better
reads tarot
understanding
cards and shit.
of his devil fruit. Like, do the tarot cards have anything to do with it? Clearly, the dolls do, and the straw and all that. But
Yeah.
his abilities seem very overpowered.
Yeah, when used correctly, I feel like his abilities are overpowered but very specific. So you have to be very strategic when you use them.
Yes.
Yeah, so basically he puts Killer in this position where if Killer wants to finish Hawkins off, he will have to kill his own captain to do it.
Yep.
Which sucks. Because I feel like Killer definitely has the advantage in the fight from what we've seen. But because of the caveat that, he'll be hurting Kid, that's gonna screw him up big time.
Yeah, it's tough, and I wonder if it's only if Killer attacks him or if it's anyone that attacks him. Like, what if because is Law there or nearby?
Law was on the roof last time, but now I don't know where he went after
Oh,
that.
I see Law in front of Big Mom still, so he's not in the same
Oh, he's with Big
location.
Mom, yeah. So it's just below the roof.
Dude, there's some crazy fights going down right now.
Yo, yeah. So with Hawkins versus Killer, after that we went to Zoro and Sanji versus King and Queen, and that was fucking nuts.
Wild. And Zoro looks like he's made a recovery, which is hype.
Yeah, I guess from some of Chopper's like voodoo or something. I
Yeah.
don't know what happened.
Who knows? he was fully casted, fully healed, or like whatever, getting some treatment. It's One Piece at the end of the day. Luffy could eat a bunch of meat and he's good to go. So Chopper could fix him up. You got Marco like announcing it's time for the stars to take the stage.
Yes, presumably referring to Zoro and Sanji in this case.
Zoro and Sanji.
Unless he was
versus...
like, oh, by the way, Shanks is here or something.
Yeah,
So
imagine.
if that happened, that would have been nuts.
Fucking
but no.
Blackbeard comes out of nowhere. Shanks comes out of it again.
I'm still hoping that will happen by the end of the arc, but we'll see.
Dude, what's the other guy's name? So it's King, Zoro, Sanji, and what's the other guy's
Queen.
name? Oh, Queen. King and Queen. That should not be that hard for me to remember.
Yeah.
God damn.
They have the two ancient zones.
Yes, they do.
And so then the crazy theory stuff comes in because we learn about the Lunarians,
Yes.
which are apparently a race of godly people who can burn like wildfire. So apparently they can light themselves ablaze, have fire powers. That's what I'm getting from it.
Well, yes, but the race was from Mary Joa, was it not?
Yeah, so apparently they used to live on top of Marijoa,
Okay.
apparently in ancient times.
And where
And King is allegedly one of them, although we've never seen him outside of his like disguise, right?
what's with all the connections of Mary Joa and the Celestial Dragons to the moon? Like, so Lunarians, obviously Luna means moon, right? And then there's so many theories for a while that maybe the Celestial Dragons came from the moon, or people have had those theories before. And it's just crazy that, of course, this Lunarian happens to be on Mary Joa.
Yeah, so people are saying in chat that it's not Marijoa per se. This would have been before Marijoa was established, but it would be on top of the red line, so kind of where it is.
Well, before Mary Joa was established, but it's still the same location.
Yeah, that's how I interpreted it.
The
So
name
it's like,
is really, I don't know.
it's almost like the Celestial Dragons like supplanted these ancient guys.
And
But yeah,
are there no more left, or not no more left, but we haven't seen anyone else like King, have we? Or was there one person in Impel Down, or am I just over? I don't know.
I have no idea, but people are saying in chat that maybe because Sanji can like light parts of him on fire, like his kicks, that maybe he's like part Lunarian in some way.
I
like
doubt
maybe
it.
his mom could be Lunarian. Cause that was the question was posed. I don't know if it was someone was like, how come this guy's leg is on fire? Like, what's going on with this dude?
Yes, the question was posed. I always assumed it was some like insane friction because he used to have to like spin around to do it, but now he doesn't even spin, does he?
It's again that question of, is it just aesthetics to look cool? Like we talked about, the new Robin form. Is it just to look cool, or is there actual meaning to it?
I think it's like, for even Luffy was able to create like fire, like with one of his attacks, right? His like red hawk. I can't remember what it's called, but like. I obviously I don't think Sanji is, but was Magellan looking similar? Maybe not. Maybe I'm just full of shit. Hannibal and Impel Down lighted his spear on fire. I knew people were talking about Impel Down. I just could not remember what it was.
Yeah, this is very interesting because we know that whole moon thing, right? Like, we saw that on the moon, there are remnants of an ancient civilization that was quite advanced. So, did these Lunarians come from the moon, or did they colonize the moon back when they were in power before the Celestial Dragons came? You know, what is the relationship between Lunarians and Celestial Dragons? Because clearly the Celestial Dragons don't have this light of firepower, so apparently I would assume they're not themselves descendants of the Lunarians.
No, I do not think so.
But yeah, that's definitely really interesting because Nux made a whole video years ago talking about the importance of the moon in One Piece and how it relates, you know, to the world and to the One Piece itself. It was a really good video, and now the moon is coming back.
The moon would not be relevant. Like, there's got to be some huge significance, in my opinion, for Oda to take the time to, like, one, obviously Enel wanted to go to the moon, right? But when he got there, we got all these cover stories of, like, there being a society there. And then now we have the Lunarians. I feel like there's got to be something.
Yeah, it's just a question of how does that relate to the Great War, right? Because we know there was this war 800 years ago where an ancient civilization fought against the Celestial Dragons, and the Celestial Dragons won. But, you know, who were the Lunarians? Were they on the ancient civilization side? Or were they on the side of the Celestial Dragons? Like, well, presumably they were not. They would have been on the other side, the losing side, because we don't see many of them anymore, right?
That's true. That's possible.
But yeah, I wonder.
Oh man.
Clearly, you would think that the Celestial Dragons knew about them because they made their headquarters kind of where the Lunarians had theirs, right? There's probably meaning to that as well.
And then you have the Celestial Dragons literally wearing space suits, what looks like a spacesuit, right? Like,
yeah, almost.
That's why people had the theories that maybe they came from what's it called, the moon.
The moon.
I don't know.
Yeah, but then why would the other guys be called Lunarians?
Exactly, it's true. It could be. I feel like there's got to be some type of significance. We're probably off, obviously. I just, like I said, One Piece adds, like, you learn one thing and then just 5 or 10 more questions every time.
Yeah, we didn't even get into the whole Zoro secret backstory stuff.
Yeah.
Which also was revealed in the latest chapter, which was nuts. But just on the topic of the Lunarians, I think that in the One Piece world, judging from what we saw from Enel, I think for them space is not devoid of oxygen, because Enel just flew there without, like, any sort of breathing apparatus, right?
Well, I think you're right. Although for Enel, Enel is like a fucking god, man. He's like pure lightning. Does he even need to breathe?
Well, I would assume if he's human, he just has a devil fruit, right?
Yeah.
So I would assume he did, because people used to believe, back before people went to space, some people believed that the space was made of ether, which was like this substance that allowed you to breathe. Like, you could breathe in space.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he could turn his body into electricity. So I'd imagine, like, maybe he could get away with things that other people can't. Like, does he even need to have lungs when you could just turn your body into electricity?
Well, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
No one's ever tried that shit. Like, what does that mean? Turn your lungs into electricity? Well,
I'm just saying, like, these guys can turn their bodies into a substance. We can't use him for, like, a plot point about breathing, or about like how bodies work.
He's not immortal. So we have to, consider that. But yeah, I wonder.
But also,
the reason I'm asking this question is because the Celestial Dragons have, like you said, those spacesuits, and yet NL didn't use a spacesuit.
I'm pretty sure Oda said that you could literally go to the moon with a hot air balloon. I remember Tekking saying that in one of his videos. That you don't need like a rocket ship or anything to go to space. You could literally go up with like a hot air balloon. It's possible. So they probably don't like. In the One Piece world, you could probably breathe in space. It's fair.
That's what I would think, but we'll see. Yes, let's talk about Zoro now, because the Wano people are while Zoro is fighting and using his swordsmanship style against King, because Zoro was magically healed by Chopper. the Wano people are like, "Yo, Zoro he's like the spitting image of Shimotsuki Ushimaru, who was the daimyo of Ringo, and he also has the same swordsmanship style as this guy."
Mm-hmm.
And the Shimotsuki clan are descendants of the legendary Ryuma, the god of the blade, who was also a one-eyed samurai, just like Zoro, and whose zombie we met on
Thriller Bark.
Thriller Bark, right?
And Ryuma honestly looked kind of similar. Obviously, like he's a zombie, his body's decayed, but kind of looked similar to Zoro. I'm telling you, man, Zoro was actually born in Wano and just got lost.
Enemy says Mink go to Doctor healed Zoro. Yes, that he was there too, and the nurse, the llama nurse or something. Anyway, the point is, it wasn't science that healed him; it was the power of friendship.
Jordan messaged in chat, I caught up to One Piece now. Why couldn't y'all have started at 5 EST?
Well, it's your fault you weren't caught up, Jordan.
It's One Piece, bro. Gotta be caught up. I mean, I'm full of shit. I literally read the chapters yesterday. But honestly, I really do enjoy reading them like once per month now. I love going back to back chapters. It's so much better than reading one chapter and just being like going crazy, like wanting more.
Yeah, I'm really interested in this Shimotsuki clan because I've always thought that Zoro, with his whole, samurai stick, he was somehow related to Wano, but we didn't know how. And we know that Toki, her family was outside of Wano, and she was born outside of Wano, and her whole thing was trying to get back to Wano. So I wonder if this Shimotsuki clan or descendants of it, like Zoro, ended up like outside of Wano all the way back 800 years ago when the ancient war games was happening, kind of like Toki's parents.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's very possible
so, why?
That even though Wano's been closed, people have left. Like Odin's left. Clearly, Toki used to be or was wanting to go back. So it's possible that they made their way to the East Blue at some point and there's lineage elsewhere. Or Zoro was born in Wano and just got lost.
He wasn't born in Wano.
That's my theory. I'm standing by it. Zoro was born in Wano. One day ended up on a boat. Oops, I'm in the East Blue.
Anyway, the point is, I do wonder if like his family for many generations has been in the East Blue from before the ancient war, kind of like Toki, and then she had to go into the future in order to get to Wano, or whether it's like you said, like a more recent thing, just one faction fled Wano, like let's say 30 years ago rather than 800 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's definitely some big connection between, like now that they're kind of confirming it by saying like he looks similar to this clan, and honestly he looks similar to Ryuma in my opinion, like back in Thriller Bark. Plus you got his fighting style and the fact that he clearly kind of resembles a samurai in the way he fights, right?
Anon says, bro, Zoro and Toki both have green hair. What if she's his mother?
Well, that's another thing. So Zoro's teacher was from Wano, so that would make sense as to why he fights that way.
Yeah, but it's clearly implied that he's more than just he learned stuff from Wano, right?
Yeah, that's true.
He seems to be descendant from Wano. In terms of Toki, I don't know when she would have done this, but I mean, I guess she can travel through time, but she never mentioned another child. If she had another child, I feel like she would have mentioned
Sorry,
it.
Repeat what you said about what did you read in? Oh my God, my house is on fire! Please turn it off, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay.
No
Anyway, what did you read in chat about Toki having another child?
Like he was just saying because she has green hair, Zoro has green hair. Maybe she's secretly Zoro's mother.
No, I did not even know Toki had green hair.
It could happen in terms of her like traveling through time, right?
Would that mean that Zoro and Momo are siblings?
It would. But what I'm saying is I doubt it, just because she would have mentioned, I have another son, where's my other son? I'm looking for him,
Yeah, no, I do not think so. I didn't realize green hair was the only connection that you guys were going off of.
Also being from Wano.
From Wano. I mean, it's possible that they're related, right? In some way.
Yeah, it's not even necessary for Zoro to be related to Wano. Like you said, it could be just a teacher thing, but they clearly seem to be going for that, though, with this whole Shimotsuki thing.
Exactly. All right.
Zoro D. Shimotsuki, bro.
Are we ready to move on to the final chapter here?
Yeah, I'm not sure where the final chapter is, but is that where cat and dog boys turn into Sulong form?
Yes.
The dog and cat kings become go Sulong because of the full moon, and they vow to avenge our boy Pedro.
So didn't they already go into the Sulong form? I guess maybe it's still a full moon. That's why now that they're healed, they're able to go back into it.
Yeah, they did. I forget when exactly that was, to be
Well,
honest.
it was against
I don't know
Kaido
if it's
earlier
all-
on, but yeah, I don't know how much time has went back, has gone by, I should say.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Like, because for us, it's been months and months and months. For them, it's probably like an hour.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. Jack was briefly shown as well.
Oh yeah, well Jack was in like some hybrid form, right? Or some different
Yeah.
form. Dude, Jack's just gonna take another L, boys. There ain't a drought when it comes to his L's.
Yeah, yeah. I am not, expecting much from Jack.
Dude, I was so excited when Jack was first introduced, and it's just been like L after L. I honestly think he's just gonna get wrecked here.
Yeah, because Jack is supposed to be on the same level as King and Queen. It's the three of them, right?
Yeah.
They're the lead performers. It's definitely not been that way.
Dude, I know I might be skipping ahead a little bit, but I need to talk about it. Momo asks, bro, what's her name? That old ninja
Shinobu.
lady, Shinobu. That old ninja lady. Yes, she has the ability to make people older, and you get like
Yeah.
half of a panel where, well, one she does, and he's now 28 years old, and you see like half of his arm, and he looks swole as hell, and she's like, "My lord, you look just like," and then you see him in this fucking huge dragon form afterwards.
Yeah,
Actually
presumably
wild. I was
looks
flipping
like
out.
Odin, his father, which
Yes.
is crazy.
Exactly. It looks just like Odin. And dude, I was freaking out last night while reading this. This is so
Yeah,
hype.
that was crazy because as a kid, his dragon form is that small dragon we've seen before. But as an adult, he's able to create a giant form that is as big as Kaido's.
Oh yes, more similar to Kaido, which makes sense.
Yeah, and
right?
when his form is created, because yeah, his form is like his devil fruit is an artificial version of Kaido's fruit, right?
Yes.
When he does turn into a dragon, the people around there who didn't see exactly what happened, they might be bit further back, are like, "Yo, is that Kaido? How the fuck did Kaido get here?" Because they
Yeah.
literally thought it was Kaido.
Yo, how funny would it be? He's 28. He looks like Toki. My lord, you look just like Toki. No,
Yeah.
I'm just playing around.
Anime dude's like, plot twist. Momo looks just like Kaido, and Odin's wife has some splaining to do.
That's so fucking funny. Dude,
As long as he doesn't look like Orochi, bro.
I am so pumped to see Luffy flying on top of Momo back to fight Kaido.
Yes, back to Onigashima. That's gonna be crazy. Because I was thinking, like, how is Luffy gonna make like a grand entrance back into the fight after being taken down, knocked out and left for dead basically by Kaido? And this is gonna be perfect, where he rides in on top of Momo's dragon form. It's like, let's go, bitches.
Apparently, there's a meme going around that adult Momo looks like Whitebeard since they were on his ship. God damn it, guys.
Okay, guys, don't
Too much.
do that to my boy Odin. My boy Odin's not a cuck. Okay?
Odin likes to watch.
No, don't
Don't
do this.
Odin's
Briggs.
too much of a Chad. Odin's
In
too
my
much of a
mind,
Chad.
Odin is like this great dude. I don't want him.
But anyway, I don't think Momo's gonna have Momo should be able to fly, obviously, but I doubt he'll have much control of like he barely had control when he was younger. But I guess maybe now that he's older, maybe he has more control of his body potentially. But he won't be able to use the fruit in a similar way to Kaido, I'd imagine.
No, I think Momo will do something cool, but I don't think he'll be like the deciding factor.
No, he's gonna be able to fly Luffy up there, and maybe he'll get one beam on Kaido or something. I don't know. But it's cool
Yeah,
though.
and
I'm so
and
excited.
I still think Toki will come back. I think she's the one that saved the scabbards, so I think it'll be cool to have Toki and Momo
Wait.
reunite.
Toki saved the scabbards? I thought it was a Nell.
Oh, stop, Briggs. Just stop. At least
Man.
Nux is not here, so you have to out Nux.
I need to put in some effort to meme since it's just me and you.
Mm-hmm.
But these
Yeah, this is
chapters
gonna-
were fantastic, man.
Yeah, and as Chat mentioned before we started the podcast, if you look at One Piece chapter 310, the cover story for 310, so all the way over 700 chapters ago, there is a cover story with Luffy, Robin, and Usopp in ancient Japanese traditional clothing. And this is way before Wano, obviously. Luffy's
Dude, this is
armor.
how many years ago? We're on chapter 1023. This was chapter 310. Oh my god. Okay, continue.
I don't know, like 18 years ago. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
17 years
Anyway,
ago.
you see the Kozuki clan's logo or emblem on Luffy's outfit, and you see a dragon in the background that looks kind of like Kaido, but its color is pink.
Yeah.
And that is probably the color of Momo's dragon. So Momo's dragon form was foreshadowed in a cover story in chapter 310.
So not only was the Kazuki clan foreshadowed and Wano foreshadowed, but also a pink dragon. Like, are you Oda? There's no way. I refuse to believe. I refuse to believe it.
Man, I'm telling you, he has like a storyboard planning main points out decades in the future.
That's fucking
Because,
crazy.
and I mean, that's necessary, right? Because One Piece is such a story where although you have separate arcs on the way to the One Piece, the final destination, everything has to fit in because it is one journey. So if Oda was just pulling it out of his ass as he went, eventually there would be issues and inconsistencies, and it wouldn't be smooth sailing. To
Yeah.
use
Well, we know that Oda's that crazy because back in chapter 79 or something like that, in the first like 100 chapters, as they're going over Reverse Mountain, Sanji makes a comment implying that like traversing Reverse Mountain is possible. And then what? 700, 800 chapters later, we find out that Sanji had went over the red line.
Yeah, with his dad and stuff.
Yeah, like because he wasn't from the East Blue. Was he from the North Blue? I don't remember exactly, but
He's from North. Yeah, he's from North.
He's went over the red line before, and my mind was blown. I'm like, how? Like, he must have had Sanji's two backstories to a certain extent planned out from the beginning.
Yeah. I feel like he plans like the general important points decades ahead of time, and then like he fills in the blanks as this journey, gets to those points. But yeah, so he had, Momo, his dragon devil fruit, the Kozuki clan, he had planned out 17 years ago.
I wonder if I were to go back to, because I remember the Yonkos were referenced in like the first like 100 chapters at some point, right? I want to go back to their silhouettes and see if like they kind of resembled like Whitebeard and Kaido and Shanks. I'm like, dude, I am obsessed with One Piece now. Like, I need to go, but we got to do another One Piece version. Fuck the Naruto version.
No, Naruto's freaking fire right now too.
Naruto,
But
would
no,
be
yeah,
fire.
One Piece is so crazy because you have over 1,000 chapters and so much lore and so much stuff within those chapters, and the cover stories. It makes you want to like go through every cover story with like a freaking magnifying glass, just like looking at all the hints and shit.
Yep. I've never been more invested in a series in my life.
I mean, that's fair. One Piece has been insane. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of Yamato versus Kaido fight. Yamato will not be able to take him on alone, but eventually Luffy's coming with Momo the dragon, and obviously Zoro is back in fighting shape, and Sanji's fighting. So yeah, man, shit is gonna go down.
Bro, someone in chat just brought this up. Sorry, I have to bring this up before we end it. But so obviously, like Sanji's two brothers are like artificially designed, and so was Sanji. So even though Lunarians are extinct, or like literally King's the only one left, maybe some of their DNA could have been used in the creation of them, which is why
Vegapunk found like the origin of human DNA or something like that. They called it, right?
Yeah, so it's possible that's why he's able to like use fire, because he has a small amount of Lunarian DNA, and that's why his
Yeah, 'cause
eyebrows look the way they do.
Sanji is supposed to be a failure, right?
Yeah.
His experiment is supposed to have failed in turning him into like this, cybernetic you know, legend of a fighter. However, who knows? There are some side effects that Judge may not have been able to anticipate
Yeah.
that are
Well,
going to emerge eventually.
one of his brothers could use lightning, similar to like Minx or something, right? So maybe Sanji got like the fire from Lunarians.
Mm.
It's
Yeah, man.
possible. But then again, Luffy also was able to create fire somehow, so it doesn't need to be the case.
Bro, Luffy makes fire from meat. He consumes meat
Yes.
and farts out fire. That's how it goes.
Exactly. I love that it's canon that Luffy just like needs to eat a bunch of meat and he's like good to go.
Yeah, I know. It's like in any other series, you'll be like, yo, this is such a stupid bullshit. But um,
In One
in
Piece, it just
reality,
works.
yeah, in reality, One Piece makes it like that's the thing. The thing between that One Piece does so well is it mixes very serious and emotional moments with humor in a way that when something silly happens, like Luffy using meat to become, to recover, you accept it because humor has always been such an important part of the story.
Yes, and it's also been established that the amount of energy he burns in his like different gears, he needs to replenish. So maybe his physical injuries might not recover, but he needs to consume stuff to get going again. So it's both comedic and kind of makes sense within the world of One Piece. Like Oda really does he just kills it, man.
Yeah, yeah, man, a lot of cool stuff happening for sure. Um, Otzi in the chat says some people claim that Sanji was also successfully born as a modified human like his siblings, but the failure came to the fact that the raid suit worked as the catalyst for unlocking the dormant potential. I mean, I'm not sure about the raid suit itself, but I do think that it's possible that Sanji was also a success, but just in a different way, in a way that wasn't apparent right away. Whereas with his brothers, it was apparent right away, and his sister, or was his sister not an experiment? Was she also?
They were all experiments, and I think that maybe for Sanji, it's like he was maybe a partially success but majority failure, or like there was some dormant things that actually worked but didn't work right away.
Yeah, exactly. Because, yeah, unless it's something that's apparent right away, his father would have been like, "Oh, you're a failure."
Yeah,
But who
it
knows?
makes no sense for the raid suit to have to unlock abilities or like because he's been using fire since fucking in his lobby.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like, I really do feel that Oda has plans for all of these guys. Like, Zoro, he has this backstory planned for him. We're gonna get it. For Sanji, he has all these explanations, probably
Bro.
surrounding his mom. It's all gonna be revealed. Toki, it's gonna be revealed. Um, yeah, man, like Joy Boy, all this stuff, it's been planned from the beginning,
Yeah.
or very early on, to say the least.
He apparently Sanji said that he's felt weird since using the raid suit. So maybe that could also be a possibility, but not
Yeah,
for
but I'm not
not for
sure
the
if that's
fire.
I don't know if that's a physical thing or if it's like an emotional thing. I feel weird because I'm using my father's technology and I don't like him.
Yeah, that's also possible.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Very interesting stuff for sure. And there's the thing with One Piece is there are so many moving parts and so many kind of missing pieces still that you can theorize for years because you have a ton of pieces of information you can draw on, and yet there's enough missing that you can't say for sure, okay, I've figured everything out, here's how it goes, because you just don't have that information. You don't have enough information about Joy Boy. You don't have enough information about the ancient civilization, the war, the Void Century, the moon. You have bits and pieces, and you can make cool theories from it, but there's no way to know for sure. It's not like a mystery where the solution is there and you just need to find it, because someone would have found it by now, man. There's millions of people trying to find it.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, brother. I think that's where we wrap it up. This has been a fantastic episode. Is there
Yeah,
anything else
man.
you wanna cover before we call it?
No, just saying One Piece has been fire, and really enjoying the chapters now. Respect to Black Maria versus Robin. That shit was amazing.
Hell yeah.
Really looking forward to Yamato versus Kaido to see how that ends. Looking forward to Luffy showing up on Momo on the dragon. Oh, so much stuff going on, man. We're gonna see what Zoro's gonna do with King. I feel like we're about to get something about the Lunarians and potentially about Zoro's backstory as well.
Yeah, I want Zoro's backstory so badly, bro. It's been too long.
And again, like,
I feel like out of everyone in the crew, Zoro, like his backstory just didn't. It was shorter and less significant to me, you know.
and I also think that Toki is gonna show up. I've been saying this for months now, but I think she is gonna do something cool. And she, don't forget, she was around during the Void Century. I'm sure she has some mystery, some piece of the puzzle that she's gonna reveal.
Yeah.
Even if she ends up dying, like let's say she's injured from before she did the time skip, because we saw her get severely injured. Let's say she's injured and she's dying, but she comes back just long enough to reveal something and to see Momo and all this type of stuff. Emotional and blah 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 blah. I feel like she will reveal something and it's gonna be great. And I mean, Naruto is fired too right now in terms of where we are in the Naruto version. So definitely check that out if you enjoy One Piece version. It's the same deal except for Naruto, and we're about 400 chapters in. I think we're reading up to 412 for next week. So definitely tune into that separate podcast. Just find it wherever you get your podcast.
Sounds good.
Thank you guys, everyone in the chat, for donating and supporting us and chatting and freaking out over theories. I mean, it's always an absolute blast. And until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.
Bang.